Good morning, guys. We just made it out here. We're about 35 miles out in the Gulf. We're doing something a lot different today. We're actually probably fishing bare minimum. We got 3 guys with us. They're doing some spearfishing, and they're not tank diving, they're free diving in 80 to 100 feet of water, which is pretty amazing, knowing the fact I can't even go 10 foot. So they just hopped in. They're looking at a couple spots. We're looking for some pompano, African pompano, snapper, grouper, maybe some cobia, things in that nature, and then whatever else they see that they like, they're gonna go ahead and shoot at it. So we're gonna do some top side, boat side footage, and then we're also gonna get some footage from them underwater, them looking at the fish, the bottom, stuff like that, and then things of that nature. So not much of a fishing video, but more of a shooting kind of a creation of like seeing the bottom and everything like that. So something different. Always wanted some spirit fishing guys to come out with me and check out some bottoms and stuff like that, and let them just adventure and explain the bottom to me too, because it's always interesting to see what you're fishing on, because you don't really get to see it. I mean, I don't, because I don't tank dive or free dive that deep. So we'll see how it goes. So far they see a lot of fish, but they haven't shot anything they really like, so they're just really particular on what they're going to shoot today. So that being said, we're going to see what they're seeing. Hello underwater guys. So we're gonna do some voiceover because you can't speak underwater, but you're looking at Jack. He just hit the bottom, just scanning around looking for something he can shoot at, and here comes a hogfish right in the distance there. Jack finally sees him, pointing at him, make sure he's good, takes a shot, perfect shot. Hogfish are a little easier to shoot, not the smartest fish on the ocean, so it makes them easy target. Bringing them on up. Check this fish out. Beautiful colors. They're one of the best eaten fish on the bottom. Alright, we'll see you boat side. So we decided to get out of the water and head to the next spot. Nothing much going on in that spot. Look at the glass calm water it is. Just a beautiful day. So we're heading to the next spot. It's about 5 or 6 miles away. The boys jump in. They're scanning around. Some fish come up on the drone, I believe. Yeah, just underneath them. And as soon as that happens, look what this guy catches.
Oh shit, got him again. Yep. Alright, I got another one.
AP?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yep. He's going down, but you want to go shoot him real quick?
Yeah, I think so. Got a big one this time. Y'all may not get to shoot one.
Maybe we help him.
There's a bunch following him up. It looked like Derek is swimming around with the APs. He almost headbutted one just now.
Probably let that one go.
All right, we're gonna let this one go. Now don't shoot that one.
So after Jack's dad catching that African Pompano, Justin decides to go down. I believe it's his turn to go shoot something, and he's diving down, and he finally runs into a massive school of pompano. On camera, you probably see 5, 7, 8 of them, but when they were down there, they were saying they saw a school of 20 to 25. Unlike the Keys water, our water's got this little film in there, which is, I'm not sure where it comes from, but it makes it tough to see on the viz. But as you can see in the background right there, there's probably about 15 that swim off and he's just scanning, looking for something decent size, or maybe the biggest one in the school that's has a good shot on. He takes the shot, nails them, starts swimming them up. I'm gonna do a lot of voiceover on this video because obviously you can't really talk and do much underwater other than just see what's going on. But that was the first African Pompano they shot of the day, and obviously we caught one, put in the box on rod and reel. But if it wasn't for us probably fishing for them, I don't think they would ever solve them, because they weren't really sitting on the structure, they were out swimming around. But that was the first one of the day, and it was a nice one.
Were there bigger ones or they all? That was cool. Very cool. That was awesome. Oh, we're on. Got another one. You can just tear into them here, huh?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Big time.
This blows the keys out of the water, bro.
What?
Can you blows the keys out of the water?
You can unclip it.
Feels
Man, that was
just,
cool as hell.
feels just like the other one.
That's the biggest school of them I ever seen.
Yeah. That was like mercy rule there.
Probably about 20 or 30 of them.
He said, I wish we could get more than 2. And I said, well, that's the reason there's a school of 50 of them down
They
there.
just shot this one right here. We got another one on the hook and line. They just shot this one down on the bottom. Nice one. They said they saw 20 or 30 of them on there, which doesn't surprise me because I've seen more here catching them. So, good little spot. Put him on ice.
You catch much on the bottom? Is it worth a couple?
What's that?
You catch much on the bottom? It's worth a couple drops? This was on.
3 drops, 3 APs.
How about that?
3 for 3.
So Derek's heading down again. He finally hits the bottom. We're looking at an old boat upside down. Not sure what kind, maybe an outboard. It's got to be at least 30 foot long, and it's been down there for a while because it's completely covered up. But off to the distance, he sees a nice snapper and takes a shot and hits it. It's tough to see these fish on the camera, especially underwater, and our visibility is not the greatest. But he sees that one, takes a nice shot, gets the mangrove. There's a lot of other mangrove snapper, yellowtail snapper on this spot, but we're kind of not looking for those. We're looking for bigger fish, like as in Cobia, grouper, the African Pompano, which we already hit our limit. We can only keep 2. But he ends up coming up with this fish. Decent sized mangrove, probably about 20 inches or so. Starts what we call the gutting process, just to get all this stuff out of the fish, and then bleeds it too, so it makes a nice clean white meat for us. Hands them up, and we're off to the next spot. So a lot of the times these guys, when they get done with a dive, holding their breath for 2 minutes, sometimes they have to give themselves, I think the general rule is to hold their breath for 2 minutes. You gotta breathe up, I think that's what they call it, for double the time you're down there. So If you hold your breath for 2 minutes, you need to stay on the top, breathe in for at least 4 minutes before you can go back down. So that's what they were doing there. I believe this is Jack heading down to the bottom. And it's definitely not the Keys water. As you can see, they're swimming down. This is 85 feet of water. And he finally gets down to the bottom, I believe, right here. He's probably on the bottom, but the cameraman isn't. And I think they said that there was around 25 to 30 foot viz. Once you hit the bottom, start looking around. But there's the boat again. This is a little better presentation of the structure. And you can see the Goliath all around it. Yeah, like I said, I still can't make out what it is. It definitely looks like an inboard. Older boat, not sure. Who knows how long it's been there. I'm surprised it's still there after the hurricanes. But there's Jack just looking around, scanning, looking for something to shoot at before he comes up. And mind you, this is probably over a minute already on the bottom. It's crazy they can hold their breath for 2 minutes. But here's Jack's POV. He's looking. I think eventually he spots a mangrove snapper out in the distance. There's a nice school of them right there. Takes a shot, gets that one, and starts swimming them up. And I think there's an African Pompano right there on the screen. It's hard to see, but when you're looking for them, you can spot them out. So same process, gutting them, bleeding them, bring them to the boat. And I think that's the last dive on this spot. I think we end up moving to another structure wrecked. It's actually an old shrimp boat. And things get interesting there.
Where's it at?
Y'all want another AP?
If it's not there, then it's got to be on this side of the boat.
Okay. What you got?
Goliath?
Yeah.
King or Goliath?
AP.
No shot. Really? Fighting your drag now, dude.
Quit pussyfooting it.
Holy shit, man. He's got that Hollywood drag. I got all I can hold.
Alright, we're on the third spot of the day. It's an old shrimp boat. I fished it for a very long time. 10, 15 years, maybe more. But I've caught a lot of fish on it. And it holds a lot of good fish. I believe this is Derek. We're swimming down. Tide has switched, so we're starting to see a little bit more stuff in the water from the outgoing tide. So it's kind of a little tough to see, you know, the divers here. But anyways, we're making our way down there, and you can start making out the wreck to the right side. But a big wreck, big shrimp boat, and it's been down there for a while, so it's got a lot of growth on it. So I think Derek's scanning at a red grouper. You see him flutter right there. Again, I don't have his POV, I just have the third person. And he's probably making sure the red grouper is big enough, takes a shot. And nice AJ to the left-hand side, checking him out. Start swimming him up. Again, this spot's 85 feet of water too, so about the same depth. And he's just slowly bringing him up. Working our way up, just break the surface. Got a nice red grouper there. We're going to go ahead and discard this fish. get him over to the boat, put him on ice. I think he came in at 22 inches. Not a giant, but definitely a keeper. And a nice first drop on the spot to bring something up. Man, these fish are pretty under the water, especially at the surface. You can see like the good colors and everything. On the bottom, you can't even make out with them. It's funny because the deeper you go, the less color, the less color you have on everything. So that's why when you're on the bottom, everything looks one color. But here's Jack. He's swimming down, and there's a yellow buoy following him. That's just to help the cameraman see where they're at in the water, because the visibility is starting to get worse and worse. And I'm not sure exactly what all that stuff is. I think it's just things off the bottom. I'm not sure, because we have a lot of sand. So, if you get a rough day and it stirs the water up, that sand throws that stuff in the water column. And that's what we have. But here's Jack POV. Nice cobia that swims by, takes a shot. Looking to try to get off the thing. You can see in the background right there, there's a piece of the structure sticking up, and I think it's the boom off the shrimp boat. And a lot of fish shoot for that because they can just wrap everything up around that and cut it off. But Jack gets them away, starts swimming them up. Still got plenty of life in them. And I think we have another diver come here and take a second shot. But cobia, they're so weird. They'll fight you all the way once. They'll fight you the whole time at one fight, and then next time they won't fight at all. Very weird fish. So he's looking at him. He's not moving right now, but I think he takes another shot just to make sure he doesn't get away, because that spear is actually pretty close to pulling out. So that second shot he's secured at. Nice 35, 40-pound cobia.
Yes!
Got him. I'm gonna need a fillet of him.
Hell yeah. Oh. You want to get him on the other side? Got a cub!
Oh, cobia.
Yeah!
I thought it was a black, because I seen it. I'm like, oh god.
Nah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's solo. He's just cruising solo, just blind dropping. Dude, nice. What do you think, like 30? 30?
You're right there, yeah. 25, 30 for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I was waiting for those sharks. I just horsed them up, one drop. Yeah, Justin, epic stone shot back up.
Nice.
That was perfect. You don't have to deal with him kicking my butt at the surface. You want to grab him? Yeah. Grab him by his shaft. Yeah. Just watch the...
Dude, I heard your shaft hit him, and I was like, that sounded like something big.
Alright, got it. He should be dead, but you know how they are.
I think he's more than 30.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. He's definitely 30.
He's definitely 30.
He said 40. I was like, ah.
He might be. Son of a bitch.
Nice fish. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
I got you like.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Going to shoot, but I couldn't see the fish.
That's what we were looking for. Woo.
Y'all are catching up now.
Yeah, now we're finally catching up. Good luck catching that guy past the kudas and the sharks and the who knows what else.
Yeah.
Nice. He was right on the right near that tower part. Started swimming that way and like came right in front of me, and I was like, should I let this guy pass? Should I pass on this guy?
Nice shot though. Your shot went all the way through.
Yeah, it was kind of a far shot. He was on his way out. I was like, I better shoot before it's too late.
That's a good
Aim
one.
like right for the gills, right in
Good
and out
fish.
the mouth.
Yeah, that worked. It put a hurting on him.
Fish for Grandpa.
Put a hurting on him. I could rip him up. It's a good one. Let me hoist him up. Let me see. In comparison, let me make him look small with my 6'5" frame. That's usually what happens. It's good. Oh, yeah, once he was way bigger once I got my hands on him. I was like, oh, okay, he's way bigger than I thought. Woo! Good. Pull these through the side out. Might have to have some serve this one here. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was sweet.
That was quick. Cool her up.
Oh boy. Nice one.
Ooh. Flip a root. It's a healthy looking box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Dude, that's some variety. That's healthy. We're gonna be eating
so,
good,
man.
dude.
Good
That's
job,
awesome,
man.
Putting us on them.
Sick.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right, guys. We're at the third spot of the day, and the boys been shooting some snapper, couple grouper, and Jack just shot a nice cobia, probably about 30-ish, 35 pounds. Good sized fish. Take a look at it. Just put it in ice. They actually jumped back in the water again to see if there's more down there. But we're filling that box up. Now, mind you, half these fish were caught. They didn't shoot all these because this guy right back here, he just can't stay out of the water, which is fine. We need to help them out. But got some nice fish in here. Got this AP that we wanted, the cobia that we wanted. Now we're just looking for some more grouper. Another cobia would be nice, and then anything else that swims our way. So far so good. All right, back in the water, guys. Derek just broke the surface, heading down. Jack just put that 35-pound cobia in the boat. Got a great shot on him. It was actually on the second drop, I think, on this spot. He was just swimming around, saw the fish swim right in front of him, and was like, I can't let this go by. Took a nice shot at him before he got too far away and sealed the deal on that cobia. So we're back in the water. We're following Derek down. I think we're just hitting the bottom. Derek's already lining up on a fish. Shoots a huge cobia. You see him swimming around right there. And ends up getting off the shaft. And I will let them tell this side of the story when they get up here. But that was a heartbreaker. Because it would have been his, I think, first cobia. And if it was his first cobia, it would have been a giant one. So you guys can listen to what they got to say here.
How close was he?
I just ripped out of a stud cobia. Like, huge. Probably the biggest one I've ever seen in the water. I shot him, he went nuts, and it just ripped right out. I'm so
Using that
freaking
little
pissed.
pea shooter.
Yeah, give me that bigger gun. The other one with the yellow line. I cannot believe that.
Justin.
Oh,
My gun? Sure.
This one?
that's the one.
Or you-
That was a stud cobia.
There's no recoil, so like don't like brace and like push it.
I'm pissed.
Hold it.
You got it?
Thank you. Yep.
Point where you're at, look down the barrel. That's where they're
Oh, that was like he didn't even. It's like he shook it out before it even came tight.
Dude, that was huge.
A little disappointing there, but you know, things happen. That stuff happens. But I think that was the last drop. I think they went down a couple more times, couldn't see that fish, so we moved on to another spot.
So I've never shot a cobia.
Really?
Never shot a cobia.
What a good one that would have been.
Kind of the goal for me today was to get my first. He had just shot one on the next drop. We had only seen the one single fish, so wasn't very optimistic on seeing him on the next dive. And I land on the wreck, and there's two studs. Like, one was
Like
at least,
the size of mine, maybe bigger.
yeah,
And that's what he was lining up on.
and the one behind it was significantly bigger. And I took two kicks, and he started to get out. I was trying to go for the head, but he had started getting away from me. So I just went for a mid-body, and he went nuts, shaking like crazy, and I thought I had him.
Dude,
and then I saw him take off, and the line didn't go, and I had just ripped out. I'm like distraught, man.
Dude,
for the first cobia to ever shoot, it be that big, and to have it rip out.
Dude, it dwarfed mine. Like its head was probably about that big around. It was huge. I saw him like the white, and that happened. I was like, Jesus, that thing is huge.
Well, let me ask you, did you get it on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. First and third. But that's the
Yeah,
way it
I don't
goes.
even want to delete that footage.
Always use the big gun. You know, it's convenient to have the little
Dude.
gun, but
Oh.
you know, that 3-bander's worth it.
Dang. And this isn't great, so you're like, why do I need a big gun? I can't really shoot.
I know,
take
and
long
everything
shots,
else,
but
every other fish
dude,
so
you
far
needed,
would have been
it to punch through that
overkill.
guy's head.
I'll take the boys to the last spot of the day, and these are called Air Force towers. We have 8 of them out in the Gulf. They hold a lot of fish, especially cobia, which we needed that second cobia. We lost that one, which would have been a great first cobia for Derek, but you know, those things happen. So we're in the water here with Jack, swimming around, looking for stuff from the surface. You know, our vids, you can't really see the bottom. There's some days that we can, but most of the time you cannot. And speaking of the tower, these things hold a lot of fish, and obviously structure-wise, cobia love. So I'm like, you know what? It's on the way in. Let's go give it a shot. So we're looking, and mind you, you know, these guys, they're going to be holding their breath for 2 minutes. They got to make sure their breath is perfect before they can go down. You know, it's kind of crazy that someone can hold their breath for 2 minutes while moving. It's different when you're sitting on the couch, not moving. But, you know, swimming around and be able to hold your breath for 2 minutes is very impressive. So Jack's sitting down here, and I remember this scene because he came up, he's like, dude, you'll never believe it. But as he's heading down, big school of jacks to the right, like a massive school of Jack Crevelle's. Finally get towards the bottom, and Jack spots that fish right there, looking for it, and would you know, 2 cobia. But they just get out of range, takes the shot, and just misses. And I want to say right there below was a nice, some kind of black grouper there. I just noticed that, but you know, that's why these towers are pretty fishy. You know, there's all kinds of cuts and grooves around it, so fish can hide in. But we end up pulling the boys up, coming back to the service. We shot one more fish and decided to head home. Alright guys, we're just wrapping up our day here. We got a nice box full of fish. We ended up getting 2 cobia, shot, and hit a big one, but I guess it came off the shaft, and he said it was the biggest one he ever shot at. So see that on the video, but let's check the box out and see what we ended up with. We got some mangroves, red grouper, 2 cobia, 2 African Pompano. Well, we'll pull them out the box later and do a nice little dock shot, but good day. Good day. Especially for me, I didn't have to do nothing. Alright guys, we made it back. Good trip, good trip. Learned a lot of stuff about some spots. Sent these guys down on some nice spots. They shot some nice fish. Cobia, African Pompano, some snapper, some grouper, and a hogfish, which we don't get a lot because we don't fish for them a lot. Because I forget they're there, but the only thing they bite is shrimp. So all in all, it's a good trip. They shot what they wanted to shoot. We got what we really went for. Like to see like a black grouper or a Cobia snapper, but they didn't see any, so no harm, no foul. One big cobia did get away. Apparently when he shot it, it pulled off the spear, and that was it. But we made up with it. We got another one that was just over 36 inches, which is legal, and the boat limit's 2. So we came home with our limit of cobia, African pompano, and a dozen snapper and a few groupers. So all in all, good little trip.